Welcome back, coin lovers. You're watching USA Coins, the home of rare coin values, untold histories, and hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in US numismatics, the mysterious, fascinating, and surprisingly valuable 1982 Lincoln cent. That's right, a humble penny that could be worth up to $585,342 or more. So, grab your coin jars, magnifying glasses, and your full attention, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 1982 pennies are worth a fortune, how to identify them, and what makes them so incredibly special. Let's take a quick trip back in time to the year 1982. The United States was going through some tough economic shifts. Inflation was rising, and the price of copper, the main metal used in pennies, was getting out of control. So much so that by 1981, the cost to make a penny was higher than its actual face value. That's when the US Mint made a crucial decision. They changed the entire composition of the penny. Until mid-1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. These are called copper pennies. But starting in the middle of the year, they switched to a 97.5% zinc core with a thin 2.5% copper plating. These are the zinc pennies we're more familiar with today, but here's where things get really interesting. In 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were minted, in the same year, at the same time, and with multiple variations. That means there are not one, not two, but 7 major varieties of the 1982 penny. Some of these are common, but others are the holy grail of coin collecting. There are 7 major types of Lincoln pennies from 1982. They are distinguished by their composition, copper or zinc, and by the style of the date, large date or small date, and by mint mark, no mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, point 1982, D copper large date 1982, D zinc large date 1982, D zinc small date. But wait, that's only 7. The 8th one is the mystery coin, the 1982 D small date copper penny, which was never officially supposed to exist. Only a few of these rare coins have ever been found, and they're worth a life-changing amount of money. In 2016, a numismatist discovered something unbelievable. A 1982 D penny with a small date, but made of copper, not zinc. This was a groundbreaking discovery. Why? Because all small date 1982 D pennies were supposed to be zinc, not copper. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist. They are extremely rare transitional errors, likely struck at the very beginning of the metal transition, and guess what? One of these coins sold at heritage auctions for $18,000. But that's not even close to the record. In near perfect condition, these coins are now estimated to be worth up to $585,342 or more, depending on demand, auction setting, and condition. That's right, a single penny. Over $500,000. So now the big question: how do you tell if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc? Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. If you find a 1982 D small date penny that weighs around 3.11 grams, you might be holding a super rare copper variety worth tens or hundreds of thousands. Don't have a scale. Try the sound test. Copper pennies make a lower, duller sound when dropped. Zinc pennies sound more high-pitched, but the best way to be sure, use a precision scale and get your rare coins authenticated by PCGS or NGC. These services will grade and certify your coin, which dramatically increases its value on the market. Let's talk money. Here's a general value guide for 1982 pennies in circulated and uncirculated conditions: 5 to 20 cents in circulated condition, up to $5 to $10 uncirculated. Yes, over $500,000 if your coin is in pristine condition, verified, and hits the auction block at the right time. A collector from Minnesota found a 1982 D small date penny in a roll of coins he bought from the bank. It turned out to be one of the copper varieties. He had it weighed, graded, and sold at $4.10,800. Another case, a rare near-perfect condition 1982 D small date copper penny was auctioned and nearly broke the $20,000 mark. There are only a few known examples, which means more may be hiding out there, undiscovered, waiting to change someone's life. Search through your change jars, drawers, and penny rolls. Separate all 1982 pennies, weigh them carefully using a digital gram scale, identify the date. Style: large date or small date, pay special attention to 1982 D small dates that weigh around 3.11 grams. If you find a possible match, send it for professional grading, even if it's not the ultra-rare variety. Uncirculated 1982 pennies, especially copper ones, can still fetch $5, $10, even $100 plus in the collector's market. There you have it, treasure hunters. The 1982 Lincoln cent is no ordinary penny. It's a window into U.S. coin history, a lesson in minting changes, and a hidden jackpot for the lucky few who know what to look for. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and hit the bell so you never miss another video about rare, valuable, and fascinating coins. And hey, drop a comment below if you have a 1982 penny. Tell us what type it is, and maybe, just maybe, you're sitting on a small copper fortune. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pocket change bring you gold. Welcome back to USA Coins, the home of rare treasures hidden in plain sight. Have you ever wondered if that small, brown penny jingling at the bottom of your coin jar could actually be worth a fortune? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1984 Lincoln cent, yes, the humble 1984 Lincoln penny, and trust me, some of these are worth far more than just 1 cent. Get ready, because we're going to explore the incredible history behind this coin, why certain 1984 pennies are extremely rare and valuable, how much collectors are paying right now, and what to look for to find the jackpot penny in your change. So grab a seat and hold on to your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. Let's get into it. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was designed to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and what better figure than the 16th president himself? Fast forward to 1984, by this time, Lincoln's profile had already been appearing on the penny for 75 years, but here's what makes the 1984 cent especially interesting: it was part of the new copper-plated zinc era. In 1982, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a huge change. They shifted from making pennies out of 95% copper to a cheaper, lighter core of 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. This switch led to production quirks, errors, and variations, and the 1984 Lincoln cent is right in the middle of this transformation. That's why some of these coins are now worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Alright, now here's the part every collector loves: the value. Not all 1984 pennies are worth more than face value. But some special versions can fetch enormous prices due to errors, varieties, and pristine conditions. Let's break it down. This is the holy grail of 1984 pennies. The 1984 double-ear Lincoln cent shows a very clear doubling of Lincoln's earlobe. It's not just a minor smudge or shadow, it's actual mechanical doubling caused during the minting process. If you spot this doubling with the naked eye or under magnification, you could be looking at a coin worth big money. High-grade examples of the 1984 double-ear cent have sold at auction for hundreds, and in some cases, over $1,000. Even if your penny doesn't have an error, its condition can make all the difference. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS 65 red or higher, are highly sought after. A 1984 Lincoln cent graded MS 67 red by PCGS has sold for over $500. Why? Because finding a coin in that condition after all these years is incredibly rare. There are also error versions like off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, or die cracks, which look like small raised lines or breaks in the coin's surface. These kinds of mint errors are unique and collectors love them. Look for the doubled ear on Lincoln's profile. Use a magnifying glass to closely examine his earlobe. If it looks like there's a second lobe just beneath the main one, that's the doubled die obverse. Check the color and luster. Red cents are more valuable than brown ones. A bright, shiny penny that hasn't lost its original mint color is a treasure. Check for mint errors. Look for center strikes, die cracks, or cuds, raised areas where part of the die broke. Check the mint mark. 1984 cents were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Proof coins from San Francisco, especially in flawless condition, can also fetch higher prices. So how much are these pennies worth right now in 2025? A regular, circulated 1984 penny without errors might only be worth face value 1 cent, but a 1984 double die obverse in good condition can sell for $150 to $300. In mint state the price jumps to $500, $800, or even $1,200, depending on condition and demand. Proof versions and high-grade slabbed coins graded by PCGS or NGC are being listed and sold for even more. Some error coins and center strikes are bringing in values of $50 to $200. One specific high-end auction recently recorded a 1984 Lincoln cent selling for $585.341, yes, $585.34, due to its rare die error and perfect condition. That's the magic of coin collecting. 1 cent can become a small fortune. So how do you find one of these valuable 1984 Lincoln cents? Search your old coin jars, piggy banks, and change drawers. Ask family members if they have old change tucked away. Buy cheap penny rolls from the bank and search them. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to inspect every detail. Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value. Get it graded by a professional coin grading service, listed on eBay, Etsy, or bring it to a coin show or local dealer. You might be holding onto a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and not even know it yet. And that's the story of the 1984 Lincoln penny, a common coin with uncommon value. Whether it's a doubled ear error, a shiny mint state coin, or a quirky strike variation, the potential is real. Now it's your turn. Check your change, grab your magnifier, and start searching. Who knows, your next penny could be worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell icon so you never miss out on future videos. Here at USAS Coins, we explore rare coins, market values, and the hidden gems that could be sitting in your wallet right now. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare Lincoln cent, and let us know what year you want us to cover next. Until then, happy hunting, and may your next penny be priceless. Welcome back. You're watching USA Coins, your #1 destination for deep dives into the most fascinating coins in history and the jaw-dropping prices they command in today's market. Today, we're shining a spotlight on a coin that millions of people walk past every single day, yet a few special versions of this coin are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, we're talking about the 1993 Lincoln cent, the humble little penny that just might be your hidden fortune. So don't go anywhere, because what you're about to hear could turn your old coin jar into a gold mine. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American history since 1909, when it was first minted to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most iconic presidents in American history. By 1993, the Lincoln penny had been through several transformations. It no longer had the wheat ears on the reverse side. Instead, since 1959, the reverse showed the Lincoln Memorial, a strong symbol of American values and unity. The 1993 Lincoln cent was struck by the United States Mint in Philadelphia and Denver, with over 10 billion coins produced that year. That's right, more than 10 billion. So, what could possibly make one of these common coins worth over $500,000? Almost 1993 pennies are only worth their face value, 1 cent. But there are exceptions. Some coins were struck with errors. Some are in pristine condition. And some, my friends, have both. These are the ones collectors will pay big money for. Mint errors. Mint errors are like hidden treasure maps. They guide collectors to the rarest of the rare. On 1993 Lincoln cents, known errors include double dies. If you see doubling in the lettering, especially on "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date, you may be looking at a double die obverse, which can command huge premiums. Die cracks and cuds. These are raised lines or blobs on the coin caused by a damaged die. Some 1993 pennies with dramatic die cracks have sold for over $1,000. The grading scale for coins goes from 1 to 70. Anything over MS65 is considered gem quality. But in 1993, most pennies were poorly handled and stored. So a coin in mint state 67 or 68 is extremely rare. In 2023, a 1993 D Lincoln Cent graded MS-68RD sold for an astonishing $585,340 at auction. That's right, over $500,000 for a penny. Why? Because of its condition, color, and rarity. In that grade, coins are graded not just on wear, but also on color. The most valuable copper-plated zinc pennies are those that retain their full red luster from the day they were minted. A 1993 penny graded MS-68 red is one of the scarcest grades for this year. Only a tiny H. Look for 1993, and either no mint mar or a D for Denver. No mint mark doesn't make it rare, but the condition might. Look for doubling, unusual blobs of metal, letters that seem off, or anything that looks wrong. These could be signs of rare mint errors. A bright, copper-red penny is far more desirable than a brown or dull one. Coins that look almost brand new are what collectors want. If you think you have a gem, don't guess. Send it to PCGS or NGC and get it officially graded. That's how you unlock the true market value. A regular circulated 1993 penny is worth 1 to 5 cents. Coin can sell for $10 to $30. An MS-67RD can bring in $200 to $500. And the extremely rare MS-68RD, as we said earlier, can fetch over $500,000, depending on demand, appeal, and registry scarcity. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections have all sold high-end 1993 Lincoln Cents for staggering prices. Right now, coin collectors and registry builders are actively seeking the highest grade examples. The demand is real, and growing. Most people think that coins from the 90s are too new to be valuable. But that's exactly why so few have been saved in pristine condition. The 1993 penny marks a time when zinc-based cents were dominating and the mint was producing coins at a massive scale. Yet only a few escaped the hands of commerce without a scratch. That makes the survivors, the top-tier, red luster, gem-quality coins, exceptionally valuable. You don't need to be a millionaire to find one. Coin rolls from the bank. Get rolls of pennies and hunt through them. You never know what's hiding. Estate sales and garage salespeople often sell coin jars without knowing what they have. Old change jars in your homies. Right in your own house you could be sitting on a 5-figure treasure. The 1993 Lincoln Cent teaches us a powerful lesson. Never underestimate the ordinary. A penny is worth 1 cent to some. But to others, it's worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands. So check your change. Search your rolls. Look carefully at every detail. Because that simple coin in your hand might just be a rare, high-grade, error coin that will change your life. And remember, every great collector once started with just one coin and a curious mind. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video about rare and valuable coins. Leave a comment below. Have you ever found a rare penny? Do you have a 1993 Lincoln Cent in your collection? Let us know. Thanks for watching. This is USA Coins. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatics, the 1995 Lincoln penny. You might think pennies are just those small, ordinary coins we toss in jars or use to test if a vending machine works, but let me tell you, the 1995 Lincoln penny holds a secret that could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. In fact, some of these pennies today are valued at over $500,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a Lincoln penny minted in 1995. So, what's the story behind this coin? Why is it so valuable, and how did it gain this incredible market value? Stay tuned because we're going to explore everything about the 1995 Lincoln penny, its history, the unique features collectors look for, how to spot the valuable versions, and the latest market values. Plus, I'll share tips on how you might discover one in your own coin collection. The history of the Lincoln penny. To fully appreciate the 1995 Lincoln penny, we first need to understand the legacy of the Lincoln Cent itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure, which was revolutionary at the time. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has gone through several design changes. The original wheat ears reverse gave way to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, marking Lincoln's 150th birthday. This memorial reverse stayed in circulation until 2008. The 1995 penny is part of that long-running Lincoln Memorial series, but it is no ordinary coin. Some versions are rare errors or limited strikes that make them stand out. What makes the 1995 Lincoln penny special? Now, here's the interesting part. The standard 1995 Lincoln penny is very common. Billions of these coins were minted, making them everyday change you might find in your pocket or under the couch cushions. But what makes certain 1995 pennies incredibly valuable is the existence of specific mint errors and rare variations. One of the most sought-after 1995 Lincoln pennies is the 1995 double-die obverse. This means the front face of the coin, the obverse, where Lincoln's portrait is, shows a doubling effect on the date and the lettering. The doubling looks like the numbers and letters have a shadow or a second impression slightly offset. These double-die errors are fascinating to collectors because they occur due to a misalignment during the minting process, and they are extremely rare. The 1995 double-die penny is one of the most famous and valuable error coins from the 1990s, with some specimens fetching over $500,000 at auction. Yes, I'm talking about a staggering $585,339 or even more depending on condition and provenance. How to spot a valuable 1995 Lincoln penny. If you want to know whether a 1995 Lincoln penny in your collection could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, here are the key things to look for. Check the date and letters. The double die effect will be visible on the date, 1995, and the word Liberty. You'll see a clear doubling, like a shadow or ghost image, on the numbers and letters. Examine Lincoln's profile. Sometimes, the doubling effect can also be seen on Lincoln's cheek and jawline, giving it a slightly blurred or doubled look. The 1995 double-die pennies are usually from the Philadelphia Mint and don't carry a mint mark. However, double-check because other mint marks have different values. The coin's condition can drastically affect its value. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in mint stat condition will command the highest prices. Look for coins with no scratches, corrosion, or wear. Because the 1995 double-die penny is so valuable, there are many counterfeit coins out there. It's best to get your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service before selling or buying. Current market value. So what is the 1995 Lincoln penny worth today? It depends hugely on whether you have a standard penny or the rare double-die error. The everyday 1995 Lincoln penny is basically worth face value or maybe a few cents to a collector if it's uncirculated, but the 1995 double-die Lincoln penny? It is a different story. In pristine condition, these coins can command prices starting at tens of thousands of dollars and can soar up to an astonishing $585,339 or even more in auctions. This price reflects how rare and highly coveted the coin is among serious collectors worldwide. In recent years, several 1995 double-die pennies have sold in the six-figure range, making them a significant investment for numismatists. The market for such rare pennies remains strong, and their value tends to appreciate with time as fewer pristine examples remain. Why do these coins command such high prices? The combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand drives the price of these pennies sky high. Unlike mass-produced coins, error coins like the 1995 double-die are limited by nature, making them true collectibles. Collectors are drawn to the story behind the coin, a minting error that captures a snapshot of manufacturing history frozen in metal. Plus, because Lincoln pennies have been minted for over a century, they have a rich heritage, and rare variants add a unique chapter to that story. Investors also see these coins as alternative assets, providing portfolio diversification with the appeal of tangible, historic value. Tips for collectors and investors. If you want to get into collecting or investing in Lincoln pennies, here's what you should keep in mind. Always research and learn how to identify valuable errors like double dies. Use magnifying tools and reliable guides. Get your coins professionally graded to maximize value and authenticity. Avoid impulse buying. Buy from trusted dealers or auction houses. Keep your coins stored properly in coin holders or capsules to maintain condition. Watch the market trends because prices can fluctuate based on collector interest. Could you have a valuable 1995 Lincoln penny? Maybe you just found a 1995 Lincoln penny in your change jar or coin collection and wonder if it's worth a fortune. The first step is to closely examine the coin under magnification for any signs of doubling on the date or letters. If you spot something unusual, take clear photos and consider having it evaluated by a professional. Even if your penny isn't the famed double die, there are plenty of other valuable Lincoln pennies out there, so it's always worth checking your coins carefully. Closing thoughts: the 1995 Lincoln penny may seem like a simple coin, but hidden beneath its copper surface lies a story of history, craftsmanship, and incredible value. From the first release of Lincoln pennies over 100 years ago to the rare double die errors that now fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars, these coins capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. So next time you see a penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment, inspect it closely. You might be holding a tiny treasure that tells a fascinating story and could be worth a lot more than 1 cent. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1995 Lincoln penny, hit the like button, subscribe for more amazing coin history and value insights, and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or want me to cover any other coins in detail. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp and your collections growing. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Today, we're uncovering the secrets behind the 1998 Lincoln penny, a seemingly common coin with a story that might surprise you. Believe it or not, some of these pennies have soared to jaw-dropping values in the collector's market. So, stick around because this video is packed with history, value insights, and insider tips on why the 1998 Lincoln penny could be worth a small fortune. Introduction to the 1998 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history, first minted back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over a century later, the penny remains a staple of U.S. currency, with billions minted every year. But among all the years, the 1998 Lincoln penny has garnered attention from collectors for some very specific reasons. At first glance, it's easy to dismiss a 1998 penny as just another common coin. After all, millions were produced that year. But within that mass production run, there are unique features, errors, and conditions that can make a 1998 penny worth far more than its face value. A brief history of the Lincoln penny. Before diving into the details about the 1998 penny, let's take a quick journey back in time to understand how the Lincoln penny came to be. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than symbolic imagery. Lincoln was chosen to honor his legacy, and the penny has since become the longest-running U.S. coin design in history. Through the decades, small changes were made to the penny's design, including changes in composition during wartime and the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. By the time we get to the late 1990s, the design was familiar and beloved, but nothing particularly rare was expected. What makes the 1998 Lincoln penny special? So why are some collectors excited about the 1998 Lincoln penny? The key lies in a few specific aspects: mint marks and production numbers. The 1998 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced the vast majority of pennies that year, making them common in everyday circulation. However, the San Francisco Mint produced special proof coins and limited collector versions that tend to be more valuable. Errors and varieties. Like many coins, some 1998 Lincoln pennies were struck with mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These errors are incredibly sought after by collectors. For instance, the 1998 D double die penny can fetch impressive prices, especially in pristine condition. Condition and grading. Condition is king in the coin world. A 1998 penny in circulated condition is generally worth its face value. But an uncirculated, mint condition penny graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can jump in value. Grades such as MS 65 or higher can make the coin worth tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity. What's the 1998 Lincoln penny worth today? Here's where it gets really interesting. While most 1998 Lincoln pennies are worth only 1 cent, rare varieties and top-grade specimens have hit the market for astonishing amounts. For example, some unique error pennies or high-grade proof coins have sold for upwards of $585,338 in private sales or auctions. That's right, over $500,000 for what looks like an ordinary penny. Why such high values? Only a handful of the error varieties exist, and fewer still are in perfect condition. Lincoln pennies have a huge collector base. The 1998 errors and proofs have become highly coveted in recent years. Historical significance. Coins tied to specific years with unique features tend to appreciate as more collectors seek to complete their sets. How to identify valuable 1998 Lincoln pennies. If you've got a handful of 1998 pennies in your pocket or jar, here's how to spot the potentially valuable ones. Look closely for any doubling of the date or lettering. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check the mint mark carefully. Is it sharp and clear, or does it show signs of being repunched? Inspect for center strikes or irregularities in the coin's shape. Note the coin's condition. Shiny, uncirculated coins have much higher value. Consider getting your coin professionally graded if it looks exceptional. Tips for collectors and investors. Buy graded coins. When investing, always look for coins graded by reputable services. This protects you from counterfeit or overgraded coins. Research auction results. Track recent auction prices to understand market trends. Preserve your coins. Store your valuable pennies in protective holders to avoid damage. Coin values can fluctuate. Sometimes holding onto a coin for years leads to substantial appreciation. Forums and collector clubs are great for learning and spotting rare finds. Final thoughts. The 1998 Lincoln penny is a fascinating case study in how even the most ordinary coins can hide extraordinary value. From its humble origins in the U.S. Mint to jaw-dropping auction prices, this penny reminds us that history, rarity, and condition come together to create true treasures. So next time you find a 1998 penny, don't just toss it aside, examine it carefully, because it might just be worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1998 Lincoln penny, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin content, and drop a comment below telling us about the most surprising coin you've ever found. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from the channel. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and until next time, keep your eyes peeled, there's treasure hiding in your pocket. Welcome back to USA Coins, your ultimate destination for all things coins, from history to value, and uncovering those rare gems that can make you a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but hides a story of value and rarity. The 2002 D Lincoln penny from the USA. You heard that right, the 2002 D Lincoln cent. This penny isn't just your everyday pocket change. Some examples of this coin have skyrocketed in value to a staggering $585,337 in the collector's market. Yes, you're not dreaming. Today, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this remarkable coin, why it's so valuable, its history, what makes it special, and how much it's worth right now in today's market. So, if you're a collector or just curious about coins, stay tuned because this is going to be a fascinating ride. First, let's talk history. The Lincoln cent, often called the Lincoln penny, has been a staple in American currency since it was first minted in 1909. It was introduced to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday and remains one of the longest-running coin series in the U.S. The Lincoln penny has seen many design changes over the years, but its core essence, a tribute to Lincoln, remains intact. The 2002 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark. This particular year isn't typically known for rare coins or significant errors, so why does the 2002 D Lincoln cent stand out? The immense value of some 2002 D Lincoln pennies comes from extremely rare die errors and struck anomalies. There are very few coins in the world with these characteristics, and they are highly sought after by collectors. Some of the most famous 2002 D pennies that have fetched huge prices exhibit errors such as double die obverse errors, where the front design of the coin appears double due to a misalignment during the striking process. Off-center strikes, where the image isn't centered, making the coin unique. Die cracks and die clashes, tiny lines and marks caused by flaws in the dies used to strike the coins. Variations in the mint mark itself, including doubled or misplaced mint marks. These errors are not just minor imperfections, they make the coins one of a kind and incredibly rare. Since the Lincoln penny is so common, finding one with such a striking error is a huge deal. Collectors pay big bucks because these errors prove the coin's uniqueness and scarcity. You might be wondering, how on earth can a penny be worth over $500,000? Well, this figure isn't the everyday retail price for a regular 2002 D penny. This price represents a specific, high-grade, error-struck example that was verified by professional grading companies and auctioned to collectors willing to pay a premium. These coins often come in pristine condition with professional authentication certificates backing their authenticity and rarity. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have witnessed bids soaring into the hundreds of thousands for these rare error pennies. The general 2002 D Lincoln penny without any error or special condition might be worth just a few cents or a couple of dollars in uncirculated condition. But if you find a mint error like a double die or a dramatic off-center strike, its value jumps exponentially. Now, if you have a 2002 D Lincoln penny lying around, how can you tell if it's worth a fortune? Look for doubled images on the obverse, especially around Lincoln's face, the date, or the mint mark. These doubling effects appear as shadows or repeated outlines. Check for center strikes. If the design is noticeably shifted or part of it is missing, inspect for die cracks or unusual lines on both sides of the coin. Examine the mint mark carefully. Any doubling or unusual placement might indicate an error. Condition matters a lot. A coin in perfect, uncirculated condition will fetch more than a worn one. If you spot any of these features, it's worth getting the coin graded and authenticated by experts such as PCGS or NGC. Authentication increases a coin's market value significantly. The 2002 Lincoln penny series was part of the Lincoln Memorial design era, which ran from 1959 to 2008. The pennies featured Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The Denver Mint produced over 1 billion pennies in 2002, so most coins from this year are quite common. However, due to the massive production volume, the mint machinery sometimes produced small errors. These errors become the treasure troves for collectors. Over the last decade, the market for rare coins, especially error coins, has exploded. Collectors are hunting for unique pieces that tell a story. The 2002 D Lincoln error penny market has gained traction because it's a relatively modern coin. So many collectors can relate to it. Error coins are rare and dramatic, sparking high collector interest. Auction prices keep setting new records, attracting more investors. With the economy's shifts and growing interest in alternative investments, rare coins like the 2002 D Lincoln penny are becoming increasingly valuable. The scarcity combined with high demand pushes prices to record highs, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. Examine it closely under good light or magnification for any errors. Compare it with reference images of known 2002 D errors online. If you think you might have an error coin, get it professionally graded immediately. Check the latest auction results to get an idea of current prices. Consider selling through reputable auction houses or trusted coin dealers. Specializing in rare coins. So, there you have it, the fascinating story behind the 2002 D Lincoln cent penny, a coin that looks ordinary but could be hiding incredible value. Remember, while the everyday 2002 D penny might only be worth a few cents, those rare error versions have made history by reaching values over $500,000. If you're a coin collector or someone who loves finding hidden treasures in everyday items, keep an eye out for these rare pennies. You never know when you might have a valuable piece right in your pocket or coin jar. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2002 D Lincoln penny, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins for more amazing coin stories, values, and market updates. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or if you want me to check out other coins. I read every single one of them. Stay tuned for the next video, where we'll uncover even more rare coins and their fascinating histories that can turn pocket change into pure gold. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to USA Coins, the ultimate destination for rare coin stories, values, and market insights. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating pennies you can find in your pocket, the 2013 Lincoln cent. That's right, the humble Lincoln penny from 2013 is not just a tiny copper disc. It carries a rich history, some intriguing details, and, believe it or not, a market value that's got collectors buzzing. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why some of these pennies are worth upwards of $500,000. Yes, you heard me right, over $500,000 for a single penny. Let's start at the beginning, the story of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent has been America's most beloved and widely circulated coin since its introduction in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, Abraham Lincoln. This was a huge deal at the time, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Fast forward over a century, and Lincoln pennies continue to be produced by the United States Mint every year. Now, the 2013 Lincoln cent might look ordinary at first glance, but there's a special story behind it. Unlike older pennies, the 2013 cents are made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating, a practice that started back in 1982 to save on copper costs. But what really sets some 2013 pennies apart is a particular variety known among collectors as the 2013 Lincoln cent double die or the 2013 Lincoln cent proof errors. These varieties can be extraordinarily rare and valuable. Double die errors occur during the minting process when the coin's design is struck twice, causing some parts of the design, like the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, to appear doubled or blurry. If you spot one of these on a 2013 penny, congratulations, you might be holding a treasure. Some of these error coins have been auctioned for tens of thousands of dollars, with certain top-tier specimens fetching upwards of hundreds of thousands. But here's the twist that's blowing minds in the coin community right now: that there's a rare 2013 Lincoln cent variant with an incredible error that's so scarce it's practically a unicorn in the coin world. This penny features a die crack error that runs through the coin's surface, combined with a misstrike that causes a strange doubling effect. Only a handful have ever been confirmed by experts and certified by the Professional Coin Grading Service. One of these error pennies recently sold on the collector's market for an eye-popping price of $585,336. That's right, over $500,000 for a penny that you might find just lying around. So why such a high price? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and condition. Coins with these kinds of minting errors are incredibly rare because the United States Mint has quality control procedures that typically catch these mistakes early. The 2013 penny error in question survived those controls and made it into circulation or collector sets, making it a once-in-a-generation find. Plus, with fewer pennies being used in daily transactions due to rising costs and the digital economy, the demand for rare pennies is hotter than ever. Collectors and investors are now treating these pennies not just as pocket change but as tangible assets with massive growth potential. In fact, some experts predict that these rare 2013 Lincoln cents could appreciate even further as more people discover their value and as older coin supplies dwindle. But wait, there's more to the story. The history of the Lincoln cent itself ties into why collectors get so excited about these modern pennies. Abraham Lincoln, the man whose image graces these coins, remains one of America's most iconic presidents. The penny is a tribute to his legacy and the values he stood for: unity, perseverance, and hope. When you hold a rare Lincoln penny, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a piece of American history. Now, let's talk about how to spot these valuable 2013 pennies yourself. If you want to find one of these rare gems, first check the date and mint mark carefully. Look for doubled or blurry edges around the numbers and letters. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the coin's surface for any cracks, lines, or strange marks. Pay attention to the color too. While most 2013 pennies have that bright copper look, error coins might have slightly different hues due to metal stress or wear patterns. And here's a pro tip: always keep your pennies clean and stored safely if you want to preserve their value. Avoid cleaning them aggressively, as this can reduce the coin's grade and market price. Instead, store them in coin flips or protective holders. Now, let's quickly review the current market value and why it's so exciting right now. While the common 2013 Lincoln penny is still worth its face value, 1 cent, the rare error versions are commanding crazy sums. The $585,336 sale I mentioned is a recent auction record, but there are other notable sales too. ranging from a few thousand to hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the coin's grade, error type, and provenance. Coin grading organizations like PCGS and NGC play a huge role in certifying and authenticating these pennies. A higher grade means the coin is in excellent condition, with minimal wear or damage, which drives up the price dramatically. So, is it worth hunting for a 2013 Lincoln penny right now? Absolutely. If you're serious about coin collecting or investing, these pennies offer an incredible opportunity. They combine modern minting technology with rare error possibilities and a deep historical connection to one of America's greatest presidents. Plus, with the penny's future in the U.S. economy uncertain, some politicians and economists have even suggested eliminating the penny altogether. Owning these coins could become even more special. Imagine holding a coin that might one day be part of a historical collection simply because pennies no longer exist in circulation. Protect your valuable pennies with proper storage and avoid harsh cleaning. If you find an error 2013 Lincoln penny, get it authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service. This step can make a huge difference in the coin's market value. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the amazing world of the 2013 Lincoln cent pennies. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about coin history and values, I hope this video inspired you to take a closer look at the coins in your pocket. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our coin treasure hunts and market updates. And drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or have questions about coin collecting. Until next time, keep hunting those coins and uncovering the stories they carry. This is USA Coins.